completamente bilingüe aquí en First Take.
Slow down All right, go ahead, MJ.
Parsons' much-anticipated return to Dallas ended in a 40-40 tie last night as Brandon McManus nailed a 34-yard field goal as time expired in overtime. The 80 combined points are the second most in a tie in NFL history. So here's Dak Prescott and Micah Parsons' reactions to the postgame.
You don't play the game for ties. I've told y'all before, I don't care about the stats. I don't care about the ups and downs, the ebbs and flows. I just care about the end result and the win. And so, yeah, it's a weird feeling.
I'm not even gonna lie, I'm pissed off, I'm very disappointed just overall how we performed. I even told Jordan to the side, thank you for having our back today. Jordan played like the player he was, and we let him down. We didn't live up to the expectations on defense.
Two very different reactions there for sure, and you can see why. They're very happy to welcome in Damien Woody into the conversation. All right, so does the tie say more about Green Bay or Dallas to you?
For me, it's Dallas. Like, listen, everyone had an expectation coming into this game that Green Bay was going to wipe the floor with the Dallas Cowboys. The defense going to be able to get after this Dallas Cowboys offense with the pass rush. Remember, like a couple weeks ago, this Green Bay Packers defense, they're the #1 defense in the league by kind of a large margin coming into the game. And so when you look at the Dallas Cowboys missing a couple offensive linemen, okay, no CeeDee Lamb. Everyone's wondering coming to the game, okay, how are they going to generate points? Who is going to be that guy? Dak Prescott has arguably been playing the best quarterbacking of any quarterback in the National Football League.
Slow down.
No, ain't no slow down. See, you know what? Every time I come on here, you be trying to beef with me. I don't know why. Every time. But listen, Dak Prescott has been playing his behind off for the Dallas Cowboys, and that trade for George Pickens is working out absolutely wonderful for the Dallas Cowboys. And so for me, when I look at the Green Bay Packers, they're the youngest team in the National Football League. Remember you heard the conversations come out of the locker room where they're talking about undefeated seasons and Super Bowl and all that. And you see how that's played out over the last couple of weeks. You go on the road, you lose to the Cleveland Browns, and then ultimately you go out here and you tie the Dallas Cowboys. But I got to give the Dallas Cowboys a lot of credit. I love the game that Brian Schottenheimer called in eliminating Micah Parsons. You always got to eliminate those guys that are quote-unquote playmakers who destroy a game. I got to give a lot of credit to Brian Schottenheimer and how he called the game. And Dak Prescott, can we give that man his props? Can we give that man his props? You can sit here and roll your eyes about Dak Prescott right now because I know it's so predictable. Just wait. That's all you're going to say. Just wait on it. Just wait until December. Just wait on Dak Prescott. But we got to get Dak Prescott his
right for 29
props.
straight years.
We got to give Dak Prescott his props, man. So it says to me more about the Dallas Cowboys.
Go ahead, Cam.
Thank you! Because, Woody, I can't allow you to come on here when the tempo. We spraying nothing but bad and spraying all bad vibes away. That's good vibe repellent. You dig what I'm saying? Or good vibe energy. And when you say he's playing the best, no. I'm going to remind everybody about this particular individual. Joshua Raheem. The individuals that's over there in Buffalo. You dig what I'm saying? You remember him? So
I remember.
So when you have a guy that's playing out of his mind, right? Mm-hmm. Now, the thing that everybody questioned last year, how would Josh Allen play without those receivers? And what did he do? Go win an MVP. It's arguably. It's one of those scratch your head moments. But he did it with a team. What Daquavius is doing is still the same. Play within yourself. Allow guys around you to make plays. Don't go over and beyond because you don't need to. Play within yourself. Gives guys opportunities. Let's see what George Pickens can do. He showed you. Let's see what everybody else can do. They showed you. And do not put the ball in jeopardy. That's all we're asking Dak to do. So when I'm looking at Josh Raheem Allen perform at a high level, and you just gonna sit up here and say Dak is playing better than him? Slow down.
Oh, yeah.
I just want to
we have the rights to that song?
show you. Now, you got to edit it a little bit, but that's all I'm saying. Let's keep things into perspective. Last night's game did prove a lot for Dallas, right?
Yeah.
And this is coming from a person I've been abundantly clear and open to tell you, like, yo, I just call a spade how I call it. Dak is playing a very, very clean brand of football that's needed to be continuous for them to have a chance moving forward. We can win without CD. We never thought that. Last night showed that that could be the case. If we can get Matt Eberflus defense to lock in, get off the field on third down, and stop having these blown coverages, oh my goodness, what would that look like?
So basically, you agree with me.
No.
You agree with me. I mean, it's okay.
We did a little bit.
Okay.
A little bit.
Okay,
We can
okay.
agree to disagree.
Okay, all right. Okay.
See that, brother?
Yeah.
Last night's game was more about the Packers. We walked into the season knowing that the Dallas Cowboys would have a prolific offense, and they have not disappointed. We were talking about the Green Bay Packers as arguably the number 1 seed. We were talking about them after they beat up on the Lions and then the Commanders, that this was the top threat to the Philadelphia Eagles in the NFC. 2 weeks later, after a loss to the Cleveland Browns, no offense whatsoever, and a tie to the Dallas Cowboys, no defense whatsoever, now we finding out they ain't what we thought they were. Because they came into last night as the number 1 scoring defense in the National Football League. And the Green Bay Packers the Dallas Cowboys put up 40 on them. Why did they put up that 40? Suddenly, Green Bay couldn't get to the quarterback. Suddenly, they couldn't tackle, okay? They couldn't stop a cold. That's what we're seeing. We don't look at them the same way we looked at them 2 weeks ago. We found out their vulnerabilities. You got Micah Parsons there. It's a revenge game. Micah Parsons coming back. As the opposite dudes, the Dallas Cowboys shipped him out of town. You couldn't even muster up and gumption up the nerve to give your A performance for Micah Parsons. You couldn't do that. This is what we're talking about with the Green Bay Packers. Suddenly, we went from talking about them in that regard to looking at Philly, to looking at Detroit, to looking at Tampa, to looking at the Rams before we even think about the Cowboys. Now, let me get to the Dak Prescott, because I know y'all like to, just talk about, just shower him with all this praise. And by the way, the brother deserves it. He's 77-48 as a starter. He's 29 games over 500 as a starter. And last night was his first tie, right? So we got that part, right? And then I'm looking at the fact that, he averaging about 279 yards a game. I mean, it's pretty impressive. Wouldn't you say? I mean, he's really, really impressive.
So he balling.
I understand it, right? And then what I did was I took the liberty to scroll back up and to look at, damn, he might be doing something he never did before. And then I looked, in 2019, 306 yards a game. In 2020, 371 yards a game. In 2021, 278 yards a game. So we've been here before. Where'd they get them? You see what I'm saying? The point that I'm trying to make is this. You see, this is the thing that make me laugh. This is what's making me laugh. Now, I will do you this favor and acknowledge. Living in the moment, that was then. It shouldn't take away from what he's doing now. Fine. But I would remind y'all, why don't we talk about Dak in more glowing terms when we look at the landscape of the league? Because what we're doing is gauging what you're going to do. Because now, Cam, before we go any further, let me tell y'all something right now. Ladies and gentlemen, Cam, former Heisman Trophy winning national champion, all that good stuff, coming to the league, number 1 overall pick, carried the Carolina Panthers, 15-1 record. You know what we used to do with Cam? Damn it. What's he going to do here? What's he going to do there? You know why? Because his game was here, and we said, well, what you going to do when it's time? So the same Cam that wants to sit here and wax poetically, you understand what I'm saying, asking us to be Dear Abby, be so sentimental, so thoughtful, is the same Cam that periodically looks at other cats and go like that. Keep the same energy. Just like Michael Irvin. Same intensity. Please don't lose the intensity. Keep same intensity. Same energy. All I'm doing is keeping the same energy I always have. Dak Prescott can ball. He is not a scrub. He can play. But what you going to do when it counts? We are seeing nothing that we have not seen from him before. That's all the brother's saying.
So do any of these games count? Does it not even matter to you? Does it not even matter to you?
No, let me tell you why it counts. Because we don't even know if their ass going to make the playoffs.
Stop doing that. Okay, I got it.
Go ahead.
Can I see your hands? Can I see your hands? Cool. Can I see your shoes? Because I would think that this man got the most rugged hands and he got boots on. How much construction this man is doing, moving his goalposts. Because the topic is, are we more surprised about Dallas or Green Bay? We ain't talking about if we seen this before. We ain't talking about the playoffs.
Are you surprised?
I'm extremely surprised because
you you seen the Dallas Cowboys?
It was not expected, Stephen Anthony.
From the offense?
We was not expecting to get that to them. You did not get that to them. Watch that finger. Watch that finger. Because you did not expect that. A lot of people are looking like, yo, they're going to get dominated. They going to get their ass whooped. It's going to be so much belt swinging around here. We're going to have to call defects. I'm trying to tell you, when it came down to last night's game, we're watching this game and it's unfolding, and we're saying to ourselves, hold up. Dak Prescott is looking amazing right now. We didn't expect him to do that. Jordan Love, we expected him to have an unbelievable game. And on top of that, Micah Parsons was supposed to be a wrecker. So when Jerry Jones say, hey, we can nuke that, will he have opportunities of being close? I mean, he had an opportunity. Did he have another opportunity?
And Micah Parsons hasn't hurt his back? Then he hurt his back a little bit?
And that's the I'm trying to say, when he was getting, man, he had his hand getting going on his back. It's like, owie, owie, owie. That's what Jerry Jones knows. It's a lot of pressure for one person. I got picks, Stephen A. I got something that nobody really has.
But you know what, Cam? See, you know what it is? See, it hurts him to his soul that he got to give some props to the Dallas Cowboys.
And I do.
And you do, because guess what? Like, I got to give Brian Schottenheimer some credit. Like, he took Michael Parsons out the game. The one game record that they have on rushing that line took him out the game. Took him out of the game.
The hell was Rashad
They had backup offensive linemen out there. And what's Dak's name? What is it? DeQuavius out there balling.
And I would like to say this publicly. Coach Schottenheimer, I apologize, brother. Don't make me recant my apology because I was saying, who is he when he was first hired?
Down the left sideline, and it is a catch. A.D. Mitchell, there he goes, inside the 30, down the 40, 10, 5, touchdown! A.D. Mitchell! Touchdown as he loses the football going out the back of the end zone.
He bobbled the ball at the end, Matt. It looks like he may have fumbled it before he crossed the goal line.
The officials waving their arms, making a collective decision.
Ball was loose prior to crossing the goal line.
Oh, you hate to see it. Back on First Take with a quick take. Colts wide receiver A.D. Mitchell made the cardinal sin of celebrating too early as he fumbled just before crossing the goal line in the Colts' 27-20 loss to the Rams. Doing too much. How does this keep happening, D-Wood?
I don't know. And I hate to be the one to pile on, but bruh, can you celebrate when you get in the zone, please? Like, come on. Like, we've seen this time and time again. It's not just A.D. Mitchell. We've seen it all across the National Football League. Guys, just get in the zone and do whatever stanky leg, whatever y'all want to do when you get in the zone, all right? And he also had the holding call, you know, when Jonathan Taylor scored. So it wasn't a great day for him yesterday.
I felt bad for him at that moment. And let me tell you where my sympathy went out the window. When Jonathan Taylor had that spectacular run and which would have iced the game, and it got called back because he was holding.
That's right.
So, you know, when you make that kind of drastic mistake and then you come back and you make another one, it just shows clearly the issue ain't your skills. It's your focus. And it's you starving for attention and recognition so, you know, you can finally be recognized for having the talent you do. You got to close, bro. You got to always close.
Ladies and gentlemen, coaches, parents, and most definitely players, I'm about to give you free game. When you're trying to protect the football as you're running, do not cover your forearms with any type of material. It's not your friend, twin. It's your enemy. Anytime you would see me run or anytime you see me play, my arms will be covered, but not my forearms. As you're seeing Mr. Mitchell here, as he's running, the slickness of that fabric can work against you because it's turf, and the turf, anybody knows the turf has this type of, element to it that we don't necessarily know. Free game for everybody that's watching. Do not cover up your forearms. And if you really want to get jiggy, Vaseline, bro.
Real question. The other one to piggyback off of that. Do you talk about just this area, or don't let it come up to? What about the elbow?
No, for sure. Like I would always cut it off at the elbow.
Got it.
Right, especially for runners. Right, like when you start seeing guys wear sleeves, and I don't know how they necessarily do it. They have too much stick them on the hands now for you to really not protect the ball at a high level. But when you add in the dimensions of the force, when you got defenders punching the ball out, and it's working counterproductive to you if you don't have it high and tight. So if you have a slickness material, polyester, any type of shit, I mean, MJ would know more type of fabrics more than me. But
I thought you meant polyester.
No.
But I mean, like what you talking about is the 4 points of pressure.
Yes, sir.
Like you can't have that slick material right here
Hello.
when you're trying to secure the football. So
Refresh my memory. Does Derrick Henry wear those at all? He does not. I just want to make sure. I know that. I wanted to make sure. I'm just saying because the first
But
game.
now with Derrick Henry, it goes back to your strong hands, left hand. Like if you're putting it in, in your strong hand, now you're more dominant and have more control with it. And we obviously seen it with Emmitt Smith. Mm-hmm. And you may not be stricken running to the right side, but at least you have full control of the football.
I can guarantee you one thing: he's probably rewatching that and replaying it in his brain all day today.
They should have won that game.
They should have won that game.
For sure.
Absolutely.
All right, our next topic in a matchup between two Super Bowl hopefuls, the Chiefs. They took care of business against the Ravens on Sunday. Patrick Mahomes was in vintage form, throwing for 270 yards, 4 tugs in a 37-20 win. His counterpart, Lamar Jackson, unfortunately had to leave that game with a hamstring injury in the second half. A tough start for the Ravens, who find themselves at 1-3 for the first time since the 2015 season. Only 11% of teams made the playoffs after such a 1-3 start to the season in the Super Bowl era. This was a team that I had as early favorites, but their issues are really coming to the surface early. Stephen, you and I saw this in person in Baltimore on Monday night just last week. It's wild. Are they still the Ravens that we heard of as Super Bowl contenders?
No, because their defense is not impressive at all. Because the Bills are there and the Chiefs are coming. Rashee Rice will be back eventually. Xavier Worthy got back yesterday, and we saw how much of a positive impact he had on them. But when I think you look at the Ravens right now, you want to believe that John Harbaugh is going to get it together because his reputation speaks to that. But the reality is he's got some big-time questions to answer. This is the Ravens that we're talking about here. You don't hear about these kind of problems on defense. And by the way, I don't want to hear about Lamar Jackson's hamstring injury. They were down 27-10 when that happened, which means they were en route to losing that game. They were getting smacked around, and his frustration is really, stirring up. You can see it. He's not able to hide it. That's not usually him. So they know that something is wrong. And the biggest thing is this. There's immense pressure on the offense because they have no faith that the defense can get stops when they really, really need to. And even when they've had injuries in the past, the culture, what they stood for, what they represented, they made sure you knew that Ravens defense was going to have a say in some capacity. They might bend a little bit, but they weren't going to break. They're breaking quite often right now. Teams are salivating at the opportunity to go against the Baltimore Ravens defense. And we never thought that we would see that before.
When I'm thinking about, Baltimore, this is the thing that I don't think we've ever said about this particular team. With the question, what's their edge? Like, what is Baltimore Ravens' edge? Is it the defense that we've known? No. The Haloti Nadas, you got the Ed Reeds, the Ray Lewises, these guys that have been the landmark of when you think about the purple and black. Dominate and insert King Henry. We can dominate and run the football when we want to and when we need to and when we have to. Well, that hasn't necessarily been the case. I don't think that the Baltimore Ravens have been held to the fire with this type of merit. Let's get back to playing winning caliber football. And how do we do that? We have to protect the football. Have to. And not protecting the football through the arm of Lamar Jackson. We have to protect the football through the willy-nilly in the pocket. Obviously, Lamar Jackson had a fumble yesterday that was out of character for him. And it was just those type of situations that it makes a fan extremely frustrated because you know on paper there's not a roster in the NFL that should be able to come and stand toe-to-toe, even with Xavier, even with Rashid, even with the Philadelphia. When you talk about the best on-paper roster, it's the Baltimore Ravens. And I'm waiting for Coach Harbaugh to hold his team accountable until it's standard. Let's stop playing down to our opponents. Hey, let's stop giving ourselves a way out here. Man, let's play Baltimore Ravens football. Let's play ticked off like we usually see those Baltimore Ravens teams play. And I just haven't seen that all year. They've shown it, but not sticking to what that standard is at all times.
You know, as a guy who was part of a team that started 1-3, went on and won a Super Bowl, I don't say this lightly. I think as far as the Ravens, considering them a championship ball club, I think that's done. I think it's over. I think it's done from that aspect. Could they make the playoffs? They could make the playoffs. I don't know if I necessarily buy the Steelers like that. I think Baltimore could make the playoffs, but as far as championship, nah. I don't think that is the case for them this year. Again, we talk about what's their DNA?
Yeah.
What's their DNA as a team? Over the years, we've always talked about them defensively, like their DNA has always been on the defensive side of the football. Remember last year they had problems, and they were able to fix some things and kind of get back on track. But here we are again, second year in a row where defensively they haven't been able to stop a nosebleed. And teams are attacking the Ravens offensively. They're blitzing and coming after Lamar Jackson.
Yep.
Because you know what? See, what happened, and Cam can speak to this. What happens is when you can't stop anyone, guess what you do on offense? You press.
Yeah.
Because you know I got to keep scoring. And, you know, yesterday was a situation where Patrick Mahomes was it was like barbecue chicken out there against that Baltimore Ravens defense, just eating them up. And Lamar Jackson just out here just pressing. And that Steve Spagnuolo defense was attacking Lamar Jackson. See, this is the thing that's really shocking about the Baltimore Ravens. They're like counterpunchers right now. They're not delivering. They're not. We've been over the years so accustomed to the Baltimore Ravens being the ones to initiate that action. They're now absorbing that action. That is something that we have rarely seen from the Baltimore Ravens.
Steve Spagnuolo loves to blitz you. And he pressured Lamar Jackson on 48% of his dropbacks. He was blitzing from angles. He had linebackers spying from different angles, containing them in the pocket. You're Lamar Jackson, and you come into a game against Kansas City. What are we looking at? All right, man, you going to beat Patrick Mahomes? You going to do something? I mean, you going to get it done? He throws an early interception, and he pulls a Mark Sanchez, fumbles, running into his own offensive lineman. This is what had happened. En route to going down 27-10. Once again, you were called upon to step up, and you didn't. Now, it ain't his fault, you know, in terms of, you know, he ain't the only thing wrong with the Baltimore Ravens. They don't scare anybody. And I don't know this for sure. I haven't reached out to my boys, Ray Lewis and Ed Reed, to ask them this question. But I haven't seen them at a Ravens game this year. And I don't think that's an accident. And by the way, and if they have been at a game, because I don't know, again, I didn't ask. If they have been at the game, notice that the cameras couldn't follow them. You know? I mean, that's what I'm thinking about. Now, I just got told that Ray went to a couple of games. But they don't show them. You know why they don't show them? Because the defense hasn't given them a reason to show them. Because when the defense shows up, you think about Ray Lewis because you know what culture of excellence he helped establish and cement for years to come. That mystique that was once with the Baltimore Ravens is gone. It's gone. They got the talent to make the playoffs. When you think about Kansas City, when you think about the Buffalo Bills, if you look at the Baltimore Ravens right now, ain't nobody picking them to win, to beat those dudes in the playoffs based on what we're seeing. That's the problem.
Where is the identity?
The identity.
What we're looking at. And you can't go find yourself in the middle of the season. That doesn't
No
work
one's
either.
coming to save you.
Absolutely
No one is coming to
not.
save you.
You're going to be in
No.
that how you're going to be in therapy by yourself trying to figure out the identity. All right.